the Caravan, I need to put the new tow bar electrics in. So I've got my tow bar electric. I tried pulling it in where the original cables were, but it's because it's behind the fiberglass back and then it goes through a piece of metal underneath. It didn't threadle through when I tried taping it to the old stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the trailer electrics to the front on the inside. So the cable for the electrics is going to come through this corner, and I'm going to come from this side all the way to the other side and wire them all in off the same wire. And then when it gets to the front, I've got a 10-way junction box, which I'll show you at some point, because I've got obviously the 2 front marker lights to wire up as well. So I've got a lot of cables that I need to fit into the 7-pin cable that goes to your car. So the first thing to do is to get this cable long enough to reach the other side. Don't really want to untape it because I don't want to have a massive reel. Should be enough. Right, so just drilled a hole through the support that I replaced, and there's actually a little hole in the floor and where it was a bit damp where I've put a new support underneath. So I've managed to feed an either towing or rear light cable through the hole, up through the floor, and then I'll pin it when it comes round once I've got all the furniture in to the edge of the wall until it gets to the front where it meets the front marker lights. You need to pull enough of the cable through so it reaches enough on the other side. That's my new number plate light. I think that's almost original type. And then a little plan for my lights, because the colour on the lights aren't actually the colour of the cables that you need. And then a chart of the cables you need. So basically, the right side, I need brown, a red, a white and a green. In the middle, I need the white, which is the earth, and I also need the tail light, which I'm going to use the blue wire, which is actually the fog light, but because I don't have a fog light, it saves stringing too much wire. And then when I get to the 10-way junction box, I'll put the blue wire on the same junction as the tail light wire. It just saves putting too many connections in the rear lights. Obviously if you've got a fog light, you're not going to be able to do that anyway. So you need to strip the wire, but try and keep it so that your sheathing, your actual outer sheathing of the cable is still intact, so that you can retape it on. So if you just pull one wire through your cable, same as if you was doing electrics inside, when you pull the earth cable, and that way it then cuts the outer edge. A bit more fiddly, you get my gist. And on the left side I need black, red against the brake, yellow and white. Obviously the white needs to go on all three. So So there's going to be a connection each for that, and you're going to have to jump it across the three. Wondering if I don't take the cables out and I just make a little hole and I can pull the cables I actually need rather than having to try and push them all back in again. There we go, I've got a foot left. Right. So on the right side, I need brown, a red, a green and a white. And because you start at this side, best to go a bit more. That way you're going to have enough cable to go into your lights. So what have we got? That goes through there, across to there. About 15 metres of it, and it's only about 6 or 7 metres to the front. So I've got enough to spare. There's no point not putting enough through. Right, I think that's enough. So if I pull the white, I need the white, the red and the brown. Brown, red, green, white. Brown, white, green, red. Is that right? Brown, red, green, white. There you got 4 colours. Like I said, try and keep your black and yellow in the cable insulating. Like it's wrapped as a spiral. Worst case scenario is, because I'm not going to need the green or the brown, I'll just cut a length of that off and then string it between the two. So, right side, even though it's the left side inside, right side on the outside, red, brown, green, white. White's your ref, red's your brake light, green is your indicator, and brown is your tail light. and thread through the hole. So, I'll get the glue. I'm just going to go outside. Check the 11 down. What have we got now? It's the black and yellow, so that is the only wires that go to the left side, and there's a good foot enough. So that means I've got a foot extra on the white and the red. Now you're only going to need what, 6 inches out, if that. Might do a little bit more. The red and the white is what I need. Bring it back in a second. Right. Oh. When I finish the inside, I'll take you around so I can show you what I've done. I haven't cut them. So, red and white back in. Blue, which is the fog I'm using as the stoplight, in the centre. And then inside your insulation still, you've got the brown, the black and yellow, which is your indicator, and your left-hand tail light. Now I need to try and get all 3 back inside. The red obviously needs to go to the other side. The blue and the white now need to go to the middle. Just using some electrical tape. You get the gist. I'll be back in a second. So we've got that tape so far to where that is. Now I think because the people, I don't know when they changed it, but there was only a 3-inch number plate, and I'm replacing it with what I think would have been on there when it was made. I think the cable hole is going to be in a different place, so I'm just going to go and see, and if it is, I'll drill another hole. So as I thought, I've had to drill a new hole just there. That's where the original cables were. It's just because of the size of it, and then to get the number plate in underneath it. So on this one, you want the white and the blue. Blue only because I don't have a fog light. If you have a fog light, you're gonna have to run a cable from the original light, or use the black from the left hand one. Make sure you put it behind this double. So we've brought from the right hand signal, you've brought a red, a white, a blue, a black, a yellow. I've taped it back up in the insulation, and through the centre I'm using the fog, which is the blue wire, as my rear number plate light. Obviously you've got to put the white wire because that's the air, and then bring in the white wire back, and then you bring in the white, the red, the black, the yellow to the left hand side. And now I need to try and threadle them back in again. Right, last side then, you got your black, your white, your red and your yellow. We'll pull the wires out a little bit and put a bit of insulation tape just so they don't rub on the fiberglass. So there we go. My cable going through my piece of wood, up through the little hole in the floor, and the reel that will go along the side of the van, around the footwell, and up to the front where it used to come through before to join the front marker lights, which will be behind there. First side, which is the right hand side, has brown, red, green and white. White being your earth, red being your brake. So then once you've gone in with your red and your white, you then need to bring them back out and through to the centre. The centre needs a white, and I've used the blue, which is a fog light, but because it's an old Caravan I haven't got one. So instead of me using the black or the brown, I'm just using the blue, and then I'll change it when it gets to the junction box at the front. Once you've gone in with your white, you want to be coming back out and go to your left hand indicator, which is your white, your black, your red and your yellow, and then that's it. That's the rear tail lights done. Right, so following on, we've got the rear wires in, and then you've got the cable now running along the inside edge of the Caravan. Obviously it'll get tapped down, and then I'm either going to put the junction box in a cutout in the wall or on this side of the plywood or on the bottom of that whenever it comes round to it. Now we're going to put the front marker light wires in, which is one there and one up there somewhere. I'm going to have the junction box either in a cutout on the wall or attached to that ply or attached to this side or somewhere in the vicinity. Luckily there's a little cutout on these supports to run the cables behind. Didn't leave a gap for that. I think I'll this one. Come through the frame, drilled a hole through there, we've drilled and chipped a hole out of there, and now we're in the area where that needs to go outside. Let's just drill it a hole a tiny bit bigger. We've still got the protective sheathing around the cable itself. still need to put some supports for the screws for the lights. As that goes. So we've gone up to the other side. That's why I haven't had to take the colours, because I'm just putting the full wire through. And then I'm going to get a bit of excess. I don't know where I want it. Like so it's somewhere in that vicinity. The insulation up for the next one. Now on this side the window's alright, so this is the original framework. So hopefully we can reuse the holes. So, and all the excess I'll just leave on it and cut it off when it needs it. So on the front, we've got a cable coming from where the junction box will be, behind the stud wall, up the side to the front marker on that side. That's the original hole, and then you've got front marker that side down, and then the excess to join the junction box on that side. Front, got about 3 inches hanging on that side. 3 inches on that side. I've coiled up the green and brown, and like I said before, I've just looped them, and I've not actually physically cut it on the red and the white. Then you've got the fog light, which I'm using as the number plate light, and a loop for the white again. On this side you've got the white and the red, and then the yellow and the black. What you do is I'll start on the left hand side, putting the wires in, and then I'll be able to pull any more white through, and then the same again to the right, pull it through if I need to. That way I've got enough.